I think we're good. Hi. Hello. Hang on. Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Mondo Happy Hour. This is episode 2. We are back. We're here and we're ready to hang out with each other again and with you guys. We are back. We're here and we're ready to hang out with each other again and with you guys. Someone's got a thing. We are back. We're here and we're ready to. Are we good? What's going on?
Does someone
Everyone was muted.
Someone had YouTube on.
Yeah, whoever has YouTube on should probably close it. Wasn't me. And now Mitch and Rob are just muted in general. Anyway, cool. Hi, everybody. We'll start that again. Welcome to the Mondo Happy Hour, episode 2. We're still working out the kinks, but let's hang out. What's everybody up to? Happy Wednesday.
I'm drinking decaf for the first time in my life. It's awful.
Is that an anxiety thing?
I kept waking up every morning feeling really gross, like having a weird flutter on top of my heart. I thought it was sadness, and apparently it was not. It was just because I was drinking caffeinated coffee before going to bed like an idiot. Like I'd drink a cup of coffee and then immediately fall asleep. Then I wake up and I'm like, ugh. So I just basically too much caffeine.
So are you still drinking caffeinated?
That's cool. Mixing it in is probably the best way to do it.
Switching at night.
Wait, what'd you ask, Jim?
Are you still drinking caffeinated during the day and then just like PM shift decaf?
Yeah, I'm slowly becoming my father, which is terrifying.
What's up, Chris? How's it going, man? Just right down the road. Hope you're doing safe or doing well and staying safe.
Hi, Aaron Tapkin.
Happy New Year's birthday. Yeah. Stores are starting to open today.
Aaron, is your store open?
Good, man.
Yeah, can we invite Erin? Can we give her a link?
We should get Erin in here. Hi, Billy. How are you?
Billy, get an avatar.
Get an avatar, man.
Hi, Billy. Miss you. You look like your avatar.
What's up, Matt? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Yeah. What's up, Matt? Aaron says they open today. Hopefully you guys are being safe about it, and hopefully there are people excited. I'm super excited. I think Austin Books open today too.
Is that true? I was going to ask. Austin Books Comics?
Yeah, they're doing curbside. I think a lot of places are still offering curbside, and then they're limiting, depending on the size of the store, they're limiting how many people are able to come in and actually browse, if browsing's allowed. I'm not sure, but Diamond is actually getting books to stores again, which is good. They haven't been for the last month.
Yeah, I haven't been following the comic book drama. Or have there been new issues produced?
Nope. It's been a total standstill with all companies. It's been pretty crazy, actually. I've been following along with it, and the industry's getting hit super hard. But there's no new books coming out, neither digital nor physical. So it's just been, people catching up on back catalogs or doing whatever. But yeah, it's been weird. It's been an interesting thing to follow.
Erin made some really incredible signage for her comic store that she showed online. She made a sign that has for the door that has a picture of MC Hammer and says "Stop Sanitize." It's good. It's a good one.
Made in Microsoft Publish, I think.
Microsoft Publisher.
Who else we got here? We have Jeff in the mix. What up, dude?
Hey.
How's it going?
Miss you, Jeff.
Hey, from Atlanta. What's up, Paul? Mark, how are you doing, man? Hey, any Mondo Games news today? They're loving Unmatched.
Yeah. Well, we will be launching the Cobble and Fog set of Unmatched hopefully next month. That was supposed to come out at Origins game show, but that got canceled. So we're scheduling an online launch for it. And that's the set that features all the Victorian literature characters. So Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, The Invisible Man, Dracula, Sherlock Holmes. So if you like Unmatched, that's the next one coming down the pipe.
No Dorian Gray?
Just for you. Maybe we'll make a special expansion.
Ooh, what's going on here? Aside from COVID, obviously canceling the year, what was the decision behind not having MondoCon this year? It's a big ordeal. We're a pretty small team that kind of puts it on, and it's really taxing to put on year in, year out. But on top of that, just finding a venue at the right time of year is really difficult, especially in Austin. You're kind of juggling a lot of different things with, wanting to keep it out of summer because there's a lot of other conventions and trade shows going on in the summer. It's also really, really hot in Texas in summer. But then in the fall, you're dealing with things like ACL, Austin City Limits. You're dealing with the Formula One race, and just finding the right venue is kind of tough and a tricky thing to navigate. So the venue that we held it at last year, I think we got on the books like 18 months in advance or something like that. That's kind of how far out in advance you have to book for something that meets our needs and things like that. So a lot of it is just kind of logistical, but also just kind of moving it to a biannual thing just seemed to sort of make the most sense and something that we were all comfortable with.
It's a ton of time and a ton of money. So every other year makes sense for us, I think.
New Mondo mixtape coming?
Oh man, thanks for the reminder. Real talk. When Spencer and I decided that we wanted to start making these mixtapes, we were like, if we call it a monthly mixtape, we'll do it once a month. And that did not actually happen. And so we fell off on that pretty hard, but that feed became the podcast feed. And so we've actually mostly been doing the podcast instead of the mixtape. But we were trying to mix that up by actually doing episodes that were just me and Spencer, where we just shared some of our favorite tracks that were upcoming. So it would be like half and half, like a podcast mixtape thing. We should do another one coming up soon. We had that Dolomite one that we just released in the can since like February, pretty much. So maybe the next one we'll just do a proper mixtape with a little bit of intros and some explanations. Did you
really initially name it monthly mixtape as a goad to make sure y'all made one every month?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it did not work.
I've done that too, where you're like, I have honor for myself. You're like, no. I'll break my word.
They're also, honestly, they're all Spencer's deal. Like, Spencer has to do the edit. He's such a good DJ and such a good, he's the one who actually finds blend points for, like, when I'm like, here's an 8-bit track from Metal Gear, here's a song from Over the Garden Wall, and here's a song from Thoroughbreds. Like, make those mix together, and he's, like, never bats an eye and figures out how to, like, sync them together. So it's all based on his bandwidth, too.
So Max is asking if any artists are going to be joining. Probably not today, but we're going to keep doing these regularly, weekly or bi-weekly. And the next one will be Mitch, Rob, and I just kind of jumping on. I think we're going to do that next Wednesday. And we're going to see if we can pull in some special guests to come hang out for a bit.
And visuals.
Hi, Jack.
Hey.
How are you, bud?
Hi, Jack.
Can Rich Kelly do every poster?
I wish.
Rich Kelly and Benjamin back and forth. That'd be awesome.
He's doing his next one. We have that we're pretty excited about.
Oh, it's a big one.
Whoa,
I gotta
Jamie.
actually get Rich on something if he's listening. I talked to you about that, Rob. We have to do another Cronenberg soon.
Oh God. Hey, wait, Eric, Mitch, can we say what Rich is working on? Why not?
No, because of the license. They're like the one I would worry about.
The other thing, not the big thing.
Oh.
Weish is in the chat. Be careful. He's watching.
Oh, Weish is oh, look. Tim Weish, me versus...
The cops are here.
I think
I don't remember what it is.
And I think she wants... Is that for Unmatched, maybe? You wanting
Yeah,
Jackie
I asked
Chan?
people to share their asks for Unmatched.
Awesome.
Oh, wow. That would be awesome.
We got an echo going again on one of y'all.
Yeah, we have an echo. Who has YouTube open?
Y'all know you see Bruce Lee fight Jackie Chan in Enter the Dragon, right? Who's one of the stunt guys?
I know it's not me because I was muted.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out. Is it? Rob, is it you? Do you have YouTube open on another thing?
No.
Is Jenny in the background watching it?
It's on his TV.
It's really throwing me off. Sorry for the awkward
Yeah.
silence. I'm not sure if Spencer will be joining tonight. He'll be doing future ones, but it's like late AM over there where he's at in Margate, so he's probably sound asleep at the moment.
My mom said, I like the little British boy. You're all little boys and girls.
Jamie, any chance here of the restocks on sold out puzzles?
There's always a chance. Yeah, no, we're looking into that and also putting in some new ones. So,
Man, Francesco was excited to get his copies. I saw. Yeah.
what did you say, Rob? I can't hear you.
This echo.
Francesco was excited to get his copies of the Jurassic Park puzzle. I saw.
Yeah. I started his this week too. Tuffy.
Oh, what else here? Jermaine, what's up, Jermaine? What Mondo posters do each of you have in your room right now? I have a couple. I have, you can see Phantom City, Captain America, Struzen, Frankenstein, and then lovingly lined up against the wall. As we all know, that tactic are some Mitchell Marvel portraits and Sutphin Spider-Man Doc Ock. I'm a big comics boy, if nobody knew, so...
I unfortunately am supporting the competition here with a
Wow.
Tyler Stout, Fantastic Mr. Fox. I got some
Good
J.
poster.
Ryan prints over here, though.
I have The Handmaiden by Tualote, Tom Whalen's Back to the Future. I have a couple of Mondo records up. I have my signed Josie and the Pussycats and Atomic Blonde by Charlize Theron. And then I have an Ollie Moss Die Hard along with some Mike Mitchell portraits.
Okay, I think everyone has to take a turn and mute themselves because it's driving me crazy.
It's driving me wild, man. All right.
Remotely mute Rob.
I only have one thing running. It's this thing.
It's Eric.
Oh, it is me.
It is Eric.
You're fired.
Playing.
Caller's inside the house all along.
Oh man, where's it coming from though?
Oh man, that was a real game of Clue, and Mr. Body was the
Look,
killer
it's his
all along.
phone.
I think it was my phone.
As the chat. what's his fun-
That was nice.
Oh, the killer was inside the house the whole time.
By the way, guys, if your question gets buried and we miss it, just keep asking, and we'll pick it up.
Yeah, we just basically exemplified why we can't have the YouTube chat open at the same time, so it's hard to read everything as fast as possible.
Yeah, none of us are YouTubers, so we're learning here.
Don't lie, Eric. You're a YouTuber.
I watch YouTube. I don't participate on the things.
You do now.
Oh, that reminds me. If you're here, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and make sure to follow us
Right
on YouTube.
down there.
We'll do the pop-up somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta utilize that banner feature.
Ding the bell.
Hit the bell on your way out. My crew here, if you guys see anything in the comments that you want me to highlight, call it out too. Because I'm falling behind here.
Somebody asked about guilty pleasure music.
Not really guilty pleasure, I guess. I've been exclusively listening to Japanese city pop because of the Ship to Shore guys who started reissuing all those amazing Japanese city pop albums, which has led me down an incredible rabbit hole to going to HMV's website in Japan and looking at their new releases and then organizing it by most popular and then finding those artists and then listening to them on streaming. So I'm listening to whatever is the most relevant and popular in Japan right now is what I'm doing with music. So, and I'm not guilty about it.
Mine's Grateful Dead.
He's been yammering about that shit for a while now.
Forever? Like you've been a Grateful Dead fan forever?
No.
No, I got back into it recently.
That's
Very
really
guilty.
that people talk about and they make fun of, but I don't even think I could name a single Grateful Dead song. I don't even know if I've ever heard it.
It's
Yeah, you've
very
heard-
guilty.
Touch of Grey, is that the big hit?
Like you're just saying words. I don't even know.
I'm with Jamie on this.
I mean, I also don't know any Fish songs, but I know that they're pretty popular too.
Have you heard the Britney Spears song "Toxic"?
Yeah.
That was a Grateful Dead cover.
He's lying.
The last one they did. It was the last one Jerry wrote. That's what he said.
Hey,
One that's come up multiple times is Mo. They're asking any chance of Ghost of Tsushima soundtrack release.
Oh, okay.
We'll come back to the Snyder Cut.
That's interesting. So we don't have the rights for it. Our friends at Milan do. But unless you are JC or Pablo from Milan masquerading in the comments trying to get me to commit to something.
As Stephen Gurman.
We are doing an exclusive on the Ghost of Tsushima soundtrack. It'll be on the website sometime this summer, around the time that the game gets released. So stand by for that. But it won't be our title. We will be carrying an exclusive colorway from our friends at Milan.
Mo, here's a question on the Mission Impossible 2.
The 20th anniversary is on Sunday. Aren't you excited? Wait, bring back the Justice League thing. That's fuel for the fire.
Are we going to talk about Justice
What are
League?
you going to do to celebrate?
Who feels passionate?
I don't really particularly want to wade into the waters of actual Justice League, but I do want to talk about the DC Extended Universe because we as a company have a very soft spot for Aquaman and Shazam. And I feel like those two movies and Wonder Woman. There's a lot of those movies are great. Those movies are awesome. So, I think that there's some merit to discussing them.
Speaking on DC, I've been actually watching the Harley Quinn animated show, and it's really good. It's like super good. It kind of feels, it's kind of Venture Brothers-y, but it's super hard R, almost to the point where it gets a little annoying and overbearing about it. But if you can forgive that, it's actually really funny. And my favorite part about it is that Bane in the show, whoever the voice actor is, he's just doing a Tom Hardy impersonation, and that they're just making that Tom Hardy Bane voice canon, which is great. But it's super good. And
that choice will haunt him for the rest of his life, and also inform just a generation of people who can't get over the fact that they let a $1 billion movie go with that choice.
I also watched Teen Titans Go to the Movies on Sunday, and I loved it. That movie was so good.
Had you never seen it?
I hadn't seen it.
Great movie. I made Rob watch it once.
That middle chunk where no spoilers, but the middle section of that movie, is brilliant. It's like revelatory. Like I cannot believe they allowed that cartoon to make that dark of a joke about the Batman origin.
Yeah, it's so good. What else do we have here?
Hi, Leslie Herman.
Ooh, Leslie, what's up, man?
Hi, Amy.
Thoughts on credits? No credits. We always want to put credits anytime we can. We do, for the most part. A lot of times, if we don't, it's just strictly a licensing thing.
Yeah, have we ever talked about the reason for that in public? Have we talked about why if it's a poster and you start writing people's names on it, you literally have to get every single person's permission, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times it's a legal thing. So if studios don't allow credits, it's usually just protecting themselves. That way nobody's like, hey, you're, profiting off my name being on this poster. Can I have some money, please? Some studios are a bit more lax about it. Others just say completely, you can only use title or tagline. But yeah, anytime we can, it's never really a creative choice that we're choosing not to do it.
John Mosier really wants some X-Men news.
I'll give you some X-Men news. Matt Taylor is doing a poster, and it got approved yesterday. So there's a few other things that we're working on, waiting to catch up with. But it's still very much, we have not forgot about it, and I'm very, very shocked and super excited that that's the most often asked question. No matter what we post anywhere, there's just yeah, this is cool, but what about X-Men? And that's cool. So it's coming. Hopefully soon, and it's really good. That doesn't help you, but it's really good.
We gotta get him in here. He needs to talk about licensing. Give him the link. Put me backstage. Let Tim come out and talk.
Hector!
Hey, Hector. You're muted, buddy.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Yeah,
guys?
Hector, I saw a question for you about when the Iron Giant is shipping or something a while back.
Yeah, the mecha.
Yeah, it was. It's originally scheduled to be shipping in September, and we're still on track to be shipping in September.
I can't wait.
Also, Hector, what Mondo art do you have on your walls?
I have right now behind me. I have the Mike Mitchell Akbar and Princess Leia.
Why those two?
Oh, it's because I share the room with my wife, so there has to be a
Well,
joint.
track bar. That's totally watchable.
Exactly. I have a ton, but it's just there's nowhere to put it right now. So
What's going on here? Mitch, check it out. We need some dope Matrix posters and vinyl. Look at Mo.
Mo loves the Matrix.
Answer carefully, Mitch.
Listen, I'm all for it. I don't hate the Matrix. I just think that holding the Matrix as an amazing
We have a live like focus group here. Would you guys be into us doing Matrix posters? Because a lot of us, I won't name names, yes, would say awesome. And one of us, I won't name names.
No, I'm for doing Matrix posters. We've even done one. That's not the issue. The issue is talking about it like it should be on the AFI Top 100.
And also with no likeness rights, too. How many times can you do Nebuchadnezzar?
Hang on. Oh, I wish I could have put.
I have a lot of feelings right now. Matrix vinyl. I want to do Matrix vinyl. We don't. Our friends at Perez Saraband are the ones who control the original Matrix score, Don Davis's Matrix music, and we asked about it for the 20th, and they ended up doing their own reissue or expanded version of it. Typically, whenever that happens, we would just wait a couple of years. So the Matrix series is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I believe it should belong on the AFI Top 10. And I think that you...
See what I'm up against?
Now, I am so committed in that I own the Matrix sequels on 35mm prints. So whenever movie theaters open back up, if you want to meet me in Austin, I will rent us out a theater and we can watch Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions on 35mm with the final flight of the Osiris, which I also have. Yeah, I can talk about those for days. I already bought all the soundtracks on vinyl because I'm a chump, but hopefully we get to do them ourselves someday. Never say never.
Eric, please highlight his dark nostalgia comment on the screen.
Hang on. Before I do that, I have to highlight that Jack Hughes was in Justice League.
Whoa.
I think he was an Aqua Boy. Yeah, he was in like...
Jack, you look like a shaggy Henry Cavill right now in that photo of yours, so I believe it.
If you have any pictures of your time in Justice League, please share them with us.
Wait, were you in the original Justice League or the reshoot Justice League? I have so many questions, Jack.
Bring him in.
Jack, join us. Wait, Mitch had someone to highlight.
Oh, this was my comment of the day. His dark nostalgia says, I see Mitch opted for the blue pill.
Mitch, you can. I'm going to paraphrase you, and you can correct me with your exact quote. But I believe you said something along the lines of that Matrix is as cool as rave culture is. Is that right?
So I have a real weird story with the Matrix that I'm not sure is YouTube friendly, but let's just say I went to it as a young man, not in my right mind.
What, a rave or the movie?
The movie and raves, but and so it has a special place in my heart. But you guys see what I'm up against here. We're talking about it like it's Citizen Kane in this office, so that's only where I raise issue.
Jamie,
when was the last time you watched Citizen Kane? And when was the last time you watched The Matrix?
Oh, yeah, I don't even like Citizen Kane that much, sure. You're talking about it like it's The Lost Boys or something.
Oh, God.
Any interest in doing posters for Ed Wood, Sleepy Hollow, or Mars Attacks? I would love to do posters for all three.
Sure.
We've tried in the past doing something with Burton's movies, and with still, I mean, yeah, I love all of those, especially 90s Tim Burton is like perfect. So
Ed Wood rules. We've talked about doing the score for that as well.
I love Sleepy Hollow too. I'll defend that movie. I know it's kind of
The movie's great.
kind of make or break for people, but I really like it.
Sleepy Hollow.
I haven't rewatched it in a minute.
Wasn't there?
Hi, Rory Kurtz.
What's up, Roy? Oh, I clicked the wrong comment. But Mo, who's working on the long-awaited Christmas special print and/or vinyl?
Sadly, we have nothing Pee-wee in the works. Yeah.
We do get
It's not the
Christmas
worst
cards
idea.
from Paul
It's
Rubens.
not the worst idea. Yeah, Pee-wee is our friend.
Every year, we'll get a Christmas card from Paul Rubens, which is awesome.
I get one sent to my house, and it makes my year every year.
Me too.
Let's do Max Keller's question. Everyone in the room's favorite film of all time.
That's an impossible question.
Yeah, I refuse. Nope. Tag me.
What film have you seen the most?
Mine was Apocalypse Now. That was my favorite for a long time. I haven't really thought about it for a while, but that was what it used to be my de facto go-to, number one.
According to my Letterboxd, it would be Back to the Future, Before Sunset, The Matrix, and Josie and the Pussycats. So that's where I'm at right now in 2020.
Sounds pretty accurate.
If I had to pick some, Halloween, original Halloween, and Jaws.
I like this guy.
Yeah.
Rob, you want to
I'm
answer?
gonna follow up.
Wait for something ridiculous.
Godfather 2. There you go.
Oh man,
I've
I thought you were
watched
going to say something. Thought you were going to say something way more ridiculous.
Movie I'll watch anytime is Edward Scissorhands, going back to the Burton
Ooh.
90s dreams.
Movie I'll watch anytime, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The
Great
first
movie.
one.
You like Secret of the Ooze?
Yeah, I'll do some Secret of the Ooze, but,
my dude.
but the original I can watch it every single day and be fine.
We just watched Secret of the Ooze this week in my house.
Look,
A little too rough.
Casey Anderson's answer that was? Freaking Goodfellas and The Birdcage. He says whenever he sees
Hey,
the show, he has to watch it no matter, he has to stop and finish the movie. Either one.
Patides says Return of the Living Dead. That's in my top 10 for sure.
Party Man saying Sleepy Hollow was Burton's last great one. I think Sweeney Todd.
Big Fish is.
I like Big Fish a
I
lot.
like Big Fish.
Big Fish is great. I think Sweeney Todd was his last great movie.
I like
really
Sweeney
liked
Todd
it.
a lot too. Yeah.
Big Fish is one of my most referenced movies because whenever Rob's talking about all the strange people in his life, I always tell him he's going to have a Big Fish funeral when he dies. It's just going to be all these weird people he knows showing up and being real.
It's so spot on.
What have you guys been watching lately with all your extra time?
Last Dance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's done now, though, so what are you going to do now?
Now we're gonna jump onto the 30 for 30s that ESPN.
Well, sports are coming back slowly.
Did you watch the Dortmund derby on Saturday?
Yeah, first half was rough. You could tell that they hadn't been out there for a long time, but
Yeah,
I mean,
it was weird. It was like the first time that we've seen no fan sports. I guess UFC came back.
I've been watching some Korean baseball in the middle of the night, and UFC has been pretty good.
UFC's been better than the soccer stuff because that is just weird to see the empty, especially Dortmund Stadium. They're supposed to have 80,000 people there, and you could hear all the players just grunting and talking to each other. It was gross.
Wrestling.
I like how they're doing it
to watch with no audience.
I like how they're doing it in the Korean baseball because they have cheerleader type people and also lots of noise over the loudspeaker, of different sort of just noises and stuff. So it doesn't seem as weird.
Just ASMR baseball.
So sort of. Also, though, I guess apparently there was a golf thing over the weekend, and they mic'd everybody up, and I guess they're really pushing for when and if sports do come back, they want to mic players up a lot more, and I think that sounds really interesting.
I have this question on the screen. Tula's Handmaiden was great. Will Mondo artists be tackling any other Park Chan-wook films? Yes. Mitch, I think we spoke to one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we have a Jaw Cooper Handmaiden coming eventually.
Yeah. Jaw Cooper's doing a Handmaiden. It's beautiful, and hopefully we'll have something for Old Boy soon as well.
Put that cat up on screen, Mo.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. My cat was meowing so loud that I thought it was being picked up on the mic because I locked him out of the other room, and he was so mad at me. He doesn't.
Look at Ian. Look at Ian Vidya getting Mo's ass right now.
What?
Pull it up, Eric. 4 comments ago.
Who's gonna tell Mo that the Blue Yeti mic picks up from the front and not the top? Depends on the setting you have it, right?
Yeah, I have it on a cardioid setting. Is it not
Oh, nice word.
All right. I'll adjust.
Who's asked here?
Nah, you do you, man.
Yeah, if I have it as the I have it as a cardioid. If it's not picking up weird, I accept criticism. I'm not.
No, it sounds fine. I think he was just trying to get your ass.
Got my ass.
Chucky,
I don't know if he did.
Jeff Donuts. I agree, man. Everything Jeff's been cooking. I wish I were in that square mile radius where he was just dropping off bread.
So good.
Dropping off bread to Johnny Cupcakes.
It looks so good, man. Anyone else say anything?
Somebody asked Jamie asked what we've been watching. I've been rewatching Community on Netflix. It's really good. Good.
Did you watch the reunion?
I have not watched it yet. No.
Watch the reunion and then watch the Darkest Timeline podcast after show, in which you get to see them all like step away and just hang out with each other. It feels like you're interrupting someone's Zoom call that like you were just like watching like this show, like what we're doing right now. To the point where you get to watch in real time Donald Glover realize that he's not on a community group chat that already exists. Because he's like, we should start a group chat. And like Yvette Nicole Brown previously was just about to say like, oh, well, I'll drop it in the group chat. And he's like, I'm not in any group chat. What group chat are you talking about?
And then he asked them like on the spot, if I wouldn't have brought it up, would you have told me, or would you have pretended that like one didn't exist? And they're like, yeah, we would have pretended one didn't exist and just let you start another one.
We would have started a new one, yeah.
It's so good.
Is this like our video before we went live where I was just eating Cheerios?
There's a little bit of that.
Cheese?
Poor Allison Brie like is just like shilling for Netflix and breaking up with bad internet.
Eric's slow on the question draw today.
I'm not slow on any sort of draw today, man. I'm just.
he says very slowly.
Hey, Eric, is anyone in the waiting room?
Yeah.
All right.
No one's backstage.
People are asking about Michael Giacchino scores. Any chance of getting Up or John Carter?
Up is on the short list for some of our Disney stuff. We had asked about that maybe even like 3 years ago, and there's some restriction issues. The problem is that for those who are unfamiliar with how the union stuff works for music, there's like some restrictions for limited edition stuff. Like, you know, within the last decade, there's been a big resurgence of demand for physical product, but for a while, a lot of the licenses were being developed under the understanding for just for digital and just for streaming, for that weird little pocket of which Up and like things like Wall-E also fall into. And so they have to like figure out how to manufacture, like basically if we want to make it, we may only be able to make a certain amount because like they may have already only paid the musicians who performed on it for a threshold of like a couple of thousand physical units, and they've already sold that in CDs. So it may just be like, you can only make 1,000 of these because that's the allotment or whatever. It's like a really complicated and convoluted system that ensures that musicians get paid, but also it prohibits the like you just being like, cool, we'll just make like a whole bunch of these. You have to like go back and like make sure every single copy is accounted for because you promised the musicians you'd only sell X number amount before you had to like pay them again or pay them more.
Oh, Billy's trying.
Lots of Hector questions.
Yeah, I saw some questions for Rick and Morty.
Oh, you're muted.
No, I can hear you. No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, cool. Rick and Morty is on the way to Austin. Production's all finished, and it should be shipping sometime late next month. Should be shipping to everybody. We're actually going to be doing. We're going to be sending some packaging photos out to everyone who bought some, so you can see what you're getting, and doing some sort of unboxing for it. And we have series 2 and 3 already planned and sculpted out. We're just in approvals right now with Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. And hopefully once those get approved, we'll be able to start sharing some images of what's coming up in the future.
Alexander's asking about any Tiki Mug news.
There's always Tiki Mug news in our world. I mean, we have a lot. We have a lot slated for 2021, but we are also starting to, as a whole, starting to scale back on the amount of glazes that we're going to be doing. So to keep it a little more straightforward and simple for people. So moving forward into 2021, you will see, instead of like some mugs having, I don't know, 7 glazes, you're going to see it be like 2 or 3 at most, and just keeping some glazes really limited and some other versions being a little more accessible to people.
Yeah, we have some things coming up with 100% soft. More posters. I don't know if there's any plans in any other departments. I know that's some conversations have maybe been had, but yeah, definitely we got his next like 1 or 2 posters assigned that we've been talking with him about.
Yeah, we'll have the Die Hard puzzle coming back in stock.
Cool. This is timely.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
We started talking. I think so.
Ooh, OB's in the house also talking about Drain.
Oh, hey OB, Jeff, I gotta give credit. Jeff told me about the Drain album, and I've just become evangelical about it, telling everyone I know about it. It's my favorite hardcore record in at least a year. It's so good.
Oliver, how you liking Austin? Hit that chat.
It is a Back to the
chat.
Future anniversary year.
Also hit that like and subscribe button.
Yes,
Yeah.
bro.
We on the music side, we're doing something for 35. That's all I can say as a committed Back to the Future stan.
Posters as well.
Look at all these Drain fans checking in. Go to Billy's question. Oh, about the or after this one, I guess.
I don't have an exact answer, but yes, anything we can work on with Woodson, we are always wanting to work on. And
yeah, he's got an open door anytime.
Yeah, and he's got a couple things that he's working on for Mondo.
Yeah, I got a soundtrack in the works with him right now.
What were you asking me, Mitch?
Billy G's comment about if movies getting pushed back is affecting what we have in the works. It has in a couple cases. There's definitely licenses that we've signed for movies that are supposed to be coming out this year that are likely getting pushed, and it becomes a real question of, do you continue developing them and have the artists sit on copies for 6 months, or do you wait, or what do you do? Yeah, we're sort of still feeling that out, honestly. It's kind of weird.
On the extra time front, though, it's been interesting because we've been doing this Marvel soundtrack series, and we had, implied that, yeah, we would love to do some Phase 4 stuff. So let's talk Black Widow. And the Black Widow conversation came up recently where I was like, oh, cool. Since the movie got pushed back, like maybe we can get started on it early. Like, wouldn't it be nice to like get started on it early? And it seems like even Marvel are like not done with it yet. Like a lot of studios are just being like, they're not like, oh, we had finished that movie, we'll move on. And it's like, even with like listening to this podcast about the making of Top Gun 2, I had heard that like they are literally just going to keep working on it until it comes out in December. So even though the movie was supposed to come out in July, they're just like, cool, unbuttoning our pants. We have 6 more months. So they're still just like, the process hasn't really changed. They're still not going to be giving us more assets or more content to work with. They're still not going to treat it or start paying attention to the movies again until about a month before they come out or are supposed to come out.
Jamie, OB says he's bored. He's just home all the time.
I got some work for you.
Here's a good one for Rob and Mo. Way back when we did the Maniac vinyl in 2012, did we put that out? 11, 12?
September 2011.
2011. Did you guys think that it would grow into what it is today?
This is a Rob question.
I would say it's more of a Mitch question here. I thank you for noticing.
No, of course not. Rob, pretty early on, was pushing for soundtrack releases. And it's weird to even think this is kind of the case with posters too. It's weird to even think of a time where that wasn't obvious, but it wasn't. Like people weren't doing it a whole lot. I mean, obviously there was original run titles from the 70s and 80s and 90s that had come out on vinyl, but being a soundtrack reissue label was just starting to be a thing. I mean, around the same time Death Waltz was probably starting, right, Mo? Ish, somewhere in there?
Yeah. He had started after us, but he had been working on it for so long. He had been like, he tells the story, he was crushed when we announced Maniac because he had already been working on Zombie Flesh Eaters.
Yeah, so it's super weird because this has been the way with posters, records, and pins at the time, and again, it's so weird to think about now, but at the time, these are things that Rob was pushing for happening, and it was new enough where it was like, I wonder if we could do that, or if that is the thing or not. And obviously now all of them are such a thing that there's like a million people doing all of them. But it really was that early on all of those things where, no, we had no idea any of this would be anything like that.
I was begging to be able to do a gatefold, and Mitch said basically, look, I don't even think we can even afford liner notes, man. Keep it all on a single pocket. That's it. And if we sell out of 500 of these, then we consider, busting out the gatefold next time. And as soon as Maniac sold out like that, well, I was like, we're doing gatefold.
For the Beyond, yeah.
Rob saw something. He knew it was up. People don't talk enough about how prescient Rob was about what was going on. The
soundtracks are expensive.
What's that?
I just saw Bruce Lee soundtracks were expensive. That was it. I called up Mitch and Jess, and I was like, "Hey, man, soundtracks are like worth a lot of money." And Mitch is like, "You tried running a label? You don't make money with it."
That little idea though is the reason I have a job. So thank you all the same.
Same for me with. Hey, same story for me with posters. That's the reason I have a job. It's so weird to think about, but before Rob brought up posters, doing posters for the Alamo in, I suppose, let's see, I started in 2009, so 2007-ish? Oh, he is off screen.
He turned off his mic because we're making him blush.
Oh, it's
Tim's been waiting in the wings here for a minute.
Before that, literally no one was making artist screen printed movie posters, and it seems like such an obvious idea now, but it just did not exist back then, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I've had this comment up. Mike Saputo posters. Hope to see you guys work with him again soon. We have his next one done. It's ready to go. Honestly, probably July is when we're going to start and when we're going to release that one, and we're super excited about it. It's actually a pretty radical departure from his usual work and subject matter, so it's one that we're pretty hyped on.
Interesting story about Mike Saputo. One reason that he sort of hi Tim. One reason that he sort of comes in waves with us is he is the main artist for Eminem, and so whenever Eminem pops up with new material, Mike has lots of work to do.
Wait, is that actually true?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I never knew that.
Like suddenly too, he'll just let us know like, oh, I just got hit up for like an Eminem gig that I needed to do in like a week. It's crazy.
That's fucking wild.
I think he's also worked with ICP. He's got Detroit locked down on both sides of the bridge.
What's new with you, Tim?
Who knows? Good things, bad things, all in between.
Okay. Cool.
I love the Tim beard.
I need to shave. This is too much.
Don't.
It's a quarantine look.
Yeah, I can't handle it anymore. It's way more gray than I thought it was going to be.
That's all I want, man.
Gnarliest white hair today. It was sticking up like an antenna. I loved it.
Chris Lamphere has been asking about Wong Kar-wai posters or projects in general. It is an anniversary of that movie this year.
In the Mood for Love is a great movie with a great soundtrack.
read between the lines.
I said nothing.
Me either. There's been someone asking about the Watchmen TV show. Asking about soundtrack and posters. We would love to do. We were all obsessed with that show as it was airing and talking about it in our Slack channel. So if we could, absolutely, we would love to do something for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the it's amazing that anyone would want us to try to even remotely one up what they've already done on the soundtrack side of things. Nine Inch Nails team really absolutely crushed their physical releases for those vinyls. So I don't know what we would do that would be any better. Though I love Lindelof, I love that show. I would love to do something with it. Strange note: the same person who manages Nine Inch Nails also manages The Lonely Island. So I've been dealing with them on a regular basis with regards to our Popstar soundtrack. And I'm almost more inclined to want to do the Bash Brothers soundtrack than I am to do Watchmen, because that still hasn't had a physical release.
What's else going on here?
Ben, there will be a Joker figure. Yes. It will be coming very, very soon. By very soon, like sometime early next year. But it is the next one in the bunch.
Worrying, yeah. Sutphin's working on his next poster right now, and he's been working on it for a while, and it's gorgeous.
He's been working on it for a while.
I agree. That was our favorite poster. I think collectively, there's never been a poster that like everybody on the Mondo side of things has just unanimously loved. Like I think I can recall Ji Woon Park's Halloween and Anson's Man Who Fell to Earth were probably the last two that all of us were just like.
Wasn't it? If I remember correctly, like the Halloween was the most internally purchased poster of that year.
I love it.
Every one of us was like, "Oh, I gotta have that one."
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, and we thought we were taking crazy pills based on the response that came out. We were just like, wait.
Well, it was super decisive.
Yeah.
Billy's asked about gallery shows. Are they scrapped? Is it possible they could be done virtually? We've talked about trying to find some way to do virtual stuff. A lot of different ideas or ways of going about that. One being the Godzilla, another one being a different type of virtual gallery. But yeah, I mean, with events just in general being TBD for however long it'll be, we're trying to figure out ways to kind of diversify or do things fun.
Yeah, I mean, your crooked photos work online just as well as anywhere else, so I'd say we do it. It's a Mondo Trader / Espresso Beans inside joke for y'all.
Love you, Billy.
Oh, he gave me the all caps wow.
Any cassette tapes being discussed?
Mitch, that was your big thing. You thought that once vinyl took off, you were like, well, a cassette's got to work too. And you were developing a Maniac cassette at one point, weren't you?
I have the Maniac cassette. I paid for it, and I have it made. I've never released it. I also paid to do the Deadly Spawn soundtrack, and that I actually never even made. But yeah, somewhere here I have a box of Maniac tapes. Maybe I'll give them away sometime. But
yeah, maybe ask Mitch nicely for a.
But yeah, tapes are weird. They had a real moment around the same time that we were starting the vinyl records. What year was that, Mo?
2011, September.
Yeah, so around that same time, my friend and I were doing a tape label of like experimental music, and we did about 100 releases and sold through all of them. But what happened was everyone started making tapes, and they started getting harder and harder to make in a reasonable amount of time, much like records. And so then it becomes, what's the point? The whole reason that tapes are cool is because they were easy to make, cheap and fast, especially for things that you didn't want to give a full vinyl release to. But then once it becomes difficult to make those, you might as well make any other form of music, in my opinion. I don't know.
Mitch, you got some people wanting these tapes, man. Party Man's wanting a tape.
I know. I need to figure it out. I need to figure it out. Maybe we'll do a MondoCon giveaway or something.
No, it is only the people who show up to this fucking party.
Let's do a giveaway on the happy hour. Yeah.
Send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Mitch's house.
Not during COVID.
We won't touch any of them.
Yeah, not during COVID. We'll figure something out. I think I've also been told since then that I shouldn't sell them, so I'll give them away at some point.
Oh man, Matt asking about VHS. That was like Mo's project for a real long time.
Yeah, there was a period of time where anything was possible at Mondo. It was this weird little period of 2012 to 2013 where the same can-do attitude that succeeded for posters and vinyl was applied to a bunch of things. Like, can we make Halloween puppets like the Iron Giant and the Gremlin, Spider Gremlin? Can we do VHS? Can we do coasters? Like weird things like that. And it was like, things sold out because we made them in editions of 100. And then the logic came, well, can we sell 500? And it turns out you can't sell 500 VHS of anything. And that was pretty much the nail in the coffin for VHS until we collaborated with Bleeding Skull on a couple of releases. So we still have a lot of stock of the titles that some people decided that we should order 500 of the VHS of. And if you want them, they're on the website right now. They're awesome movies that we actually really love. The Visitor, Miss 45. There was supposed to be a Django Unchained VHS that died at the Vine because of sort of being stuck in this weird limbo. But you may have seen it just like on our dressers in the office and like photos that we took in the office sometimes. But we Tyler Stout artwork Django Unchained VHS cassette tape at one point. That's one of those great Mondo, could have beens.
All right, everybody, I got to bounce, but it was nice talking. I'll see you guys later.
Later, Hector.
You too, man. Take care.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Allie appeared.
Hello.
Hi.
What's up, guys?
OB, whoa, it's him with the facial hair.
I mean,
It's rare.
It's a good look.
Yeah.
With Allie here, I'm gonna go grab a drink and feed my cat. So give me a couple minutes. If there's anyone waiting in the backstage, you can feel free to.
Yeah, Joseph Luft is coming back in. Get ready, Rob.
Tim, could you grow a mustache for us, please?
Yeah,
That's what it
Allie's
looks like from here.
Yeah.
I'm such a fan of mustaches, and I think you could pull it off. You're from Chicago. You have to be able to pull it off.
Start eating some sausage and peppers. Get
That's
ready
right.
for it.
OB with the
I saw Tim in
what's
sneakers
tradition?
yesterday. That was a first.
The what?
I saw you in sneakers yesterday, and that was a first. I'd never
Yeah,
seen Tim in sneakers.
that happens almost never.
Very rare. Quarantine is the end times.
It's like
My
Rob,
walking
man.
shoes.
I wore my white boots for the first time in like a month the other day, and it felt gross. It felt like I had iron nails on my feet.
Yeah, Rob's been in Nikes the
It's
whole
a-
quarantine. I love it.
It's a funny story about how Rob started wearing sneakers. I one time forgot a pair of Vans at his house when I stayed there, and he started wearing them, just like throwing them on, and he thought they were so dumb. And then every person was like, Rob, your shoes are great. You look really cool in those shoes. So then he was like, oh, maybe I should start wearing sneakers more.
It killed me. I still hate those shoes.
They were yellow and blue checkered Vans.
Anything else coming down the line with Transformers? The animated movie poster was awesome. We have another poster being worked on. Does anyone else in the chat have, or anyone else in
Posters being
Mondo
worked
side?
by the same artist.
Mm-hmm. We do. Billy asked me if we're gonna do any, if I'm gonna do any vacuum releases soon. Yeah, sometime. Also, there may be a other thing cooking with the vacuum. We'll see. Yes.
Is that what I think you're referencing?
Yeah.
Tight. Love inside jokes.
Cool content, guys.
Yeah, that was cool and vague.
Solid, right?
I'm not even in that in joke.
Oh,
I work here.
Could have used an emoji. Come on. Side eyes.
Any plans on doing more horror sweaters? No, but I know where you can get them.
Down in Sweater Alley, down the Mondo Sweater District.
We know a website you can go to.
Send us your address, and I hope you want
an envelope.
Sweaters.
Yeah, maniac tape and
give away maniac tapes and sweaters.
Yes.
Jock is busy with comics, but any plans on doing a print anytime soon? Yeah, same kind of open door policy. He's got a couple coals in the fire as far as like things that we're excited about and things that we're working on in kind of various stages of development. But he's pretty hard on comics work for the next while, which is good because any more comics Jock work is a great thing as well. So,
I mean, I'd like to just go ahead and say that Jock finished or is almost finished with 3 apparel designs for a specific outer space movie that's perhaps owned by Warner Brothers.
Star Wars?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah. Well done. You got it.
Thank you.
My favorite Marvel hero, Batman.
Doing anything for the anniversary of Scott Pilgrim? Yeah. I know that Edgar Wright's doing the live stream or the tweet or the live tweet of the movie right now, which I'm bummed we're not or I'm not watching. But we had plans to want to do something big for this year, but the COVID happened, so that's probably not gonna pan out, unfortunately. But we just submitted a poster by Matt Ryan Tobin yesterday. It's really good. It's probably one of my favorite Scott Pilgrim posters that we've done.
I like it when you call it the COVID.
It's like but the COVID.
That's what my parents do, and it's real cute.
Yeah.
The Rona. Yeah.
Facebook.
I was getting sick this year, but the COVID happened. So.
Ooh, here's a good question for everybody. Ooh, it just refreshed. Marvel or DC?
Oh man, I can't even pretend like DC had a chance there.
Image.
Ooh, Mitch coming
I
with the
was.
image.
I'll say DC because it's my favorite comic book.
No, Fantagraphics.
Surprised Tim's not going Dark Horse.
Yeah.
No, I worked there too long. That's why.
Someday he'll hate Mondo too.
It depends, man. I mean, they obviously both have their merits, right? DC can get boring with just how godlike all their characters are, but then they also have really great stories, like the Vertigo shit. That's what I'm reading a lot of right now. So kind of going off into the entrance.
It's weird because like if I was picking like individual like this one specific trade story, a lot of my favorites like of all comics, all superhero comics, I would pick a bunch of DC ones. But if you were to ask me about favorite characters or favorite like long runs of things, almost every one of them would be Marvel.
I'm gonna put my vote in for No Brow Press, which isn't.
I love No Brow. Love Fantagraphics.
But
yeah, I don't read a lot of.
I just realized what's weird is I really would say DC because most of my singular stories I recommend are DC, like Red Sun, for example. But
yeah, which you recommended yesterday.
But my favorite DC character, Jonah Hex, is the most Marvel character in that he's the most human character, the most ungodlike character.
Yeah.
So.
We have a fun guest here in the backstage area. Does anybody mind being subbed out for a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Everybody say hi to Oliver Barrett.
Oh, what's up, buddy?
Oh, hey.
Oh, sorry.
No, please.
I didn't realize there were more people in here.
What's going on, man?
Brought his mustache.
Hell yeah.
Look at this look. This is a good look.
This
Holy
is such a good
Big
look.
fan. Big fan.
That mustache
Hold out all
and
the stops.
cut off
Yeah.
baby shirt. This is a good look.
I don't know what else to do. I just do this every day.
Yeah, make him big.
Gotta
Oh,
mix
the
it up a
Eric
little
show.
bit.
How do we?
Ugh.
Oh, you want to make it the Oliver show, don't you?
I'm trying to make it the Oliver
Look at this!
show.
Look at this
No one
egomaniac.
No one wants that.
couldn't
I thought
figure
I
out
was just
how to
gonna
make
make
The thing
stupid
is-
jokes
is-
at Mitch,
the
and then I
thing
got
is
an
that-
invite.
I sent Oliver the link and told him to just come in, give us the bird, and then leave.
Oh yeah,
And now here he is in front of the world.
yeah.
What are you working on, man? Can you talk about it, or do you not?
I
are you not
can't talk about it, and I'm working on 2 other things that I can't talk about, and I want them to end very, 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 very badly.
Hey, but I did see
Very
that one of the
badly.
things that you're not supposed to talk about got announced, though, right? I think
The one
Folio
that
Society.
oh yeah, that one's fine. That one's done. That one's done, so it's good.
Oh,
I just
cool.
want. I need to take a break.
Which book
And
are
I-
you
and I
doing?
can't. I can't say because I just think I said a bad thing about him.
It's secret.
No, I meant like which Folio Society.
Oh,
that
I
get
did.
announced?
I did the first Jack Reacher book, The Killing Floor.
Cool.
Yeah, they sent me a bunch of them, but they should. I don't know. Maybe they just got lost
Wow.
because I keep getting emails. Because I guess they do this thing where they want the artist to like open the box and then film it, so I could be like, oh my god, but they're not here.
You need to work on that fake surprise, maybe.
Workshopping it.
Yeah, that needs a little bit more grease.
Folio
It
Society.
sounded
is great.
more like it sounded like Hank Hill just falling down the steps. Oh,
Folio Society is great though. That I got a hold of the Jonathan Burton Game of Thrones, and it's amazing in person.
yeah, that
Yeah,
one set
that's
the
really
bar
good.
kind of high. After I saw that in person, I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna be a quick one." Yeah.
Oh, Jack saying, hey, that would be
Oh, hey.
Jack, it's past
Yeah.
your bedtime.
Mustache recognizes mustache.
Party Man calling it.
Yeah, I mean,
It might have to
part of
go
it has
to.
the
Wow,
best read
that's
on
so
the
true.
situation.
That's so true.
This is like mustache number 6 or 7 by now, so it's not.
What do you mean number 6 or 7? Like
I usually count them.
the
like number-
mustaches that you put on your face in life?
I was-
I like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
You're,
like,
like,
num-
you're on
number
6.0.
Number 2 lasted the longest. It lasted for like a year and a half. And it was.
Like all the same kind, or do you have different?
Oh no! There's usually like this like big shitty one is like the go-to because it's the easiest. And I tried to do it a couple weeks ago, but I ended up like buzzing too much of it off. So I got like this weird like it was like mustache gap mustache.
Yeah, you got a real Bob's Burgers going on.
Yeah. So I don't really wear it out in public too much.
Public doesn't really exist right now, so
Yeah,
you're all right.
perfect time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm glad you're being
But when you
like-
said it was like number 6, I thought that you meant maybe just during lockdown. That, like,
I
just
guess this would be number
every
2.
3 days, you were just like a full mustache was sprouting forward.
I think this is like the most amount of people I've seen in a long time, even though it's through that.
Ever approached Jordan Brand for licensing? We tried to clear the
Fuck
Nikes.
right off
for-
with all that.
We tried to clear the Nikes for a Spider-Verse poster.
Yeah,
I would
it's funny
love
'cause-
it.
Unsuccessfully.
never
if
gonna happen.
anybody from Jordan Brand's watching, hit us up, and I would love to do anything for that. Also,
I
anyone,
missed the boat on the Last Dance collab.
anyone else that's watching
Could have
from-
really put the viewership over the top. I'm sure no one watched it without a poster.
would love to do a Last Dance poster.
I would love that too.
We're doing tomorrow.
Tim's out of here.
just like shaking my head at all y'all.
You never know. We
Like
did
a-
an Uncle
like a
Drew- we did an
regular-
Uncle Drew poster.
A
We
regular
did
fucking
do an Uncle
Wednesday.
Drew poster.
Yeah, somebody bought one of those the other day, and it's gonna be a while before I ship it. So if anybody bought a Godzilla poster for me, I'm working on it.
You still have
Oh.
Drew posters, Oliver?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'll buy one of those from you, man.
Yeah, I got a ton of them. Well, not a ton. Guess the movie wasn't as much of a hit as they thought it was going to be.
It's always funny with most companies. They if you need to use like something like even like Ford, if you want to use something of theirs, an image of theirs, in another item, you got to get permission, and you can go on their website and look. With Nike, with everything, I mean, it even says when you find the right person to ask them the right thing, they're like, if you're emailing me about this or calling me about this, just stop. It's not going to happen. Like that's their blanket response is just don't even bother. It's a no.
It's always a bummer when you're drawing that too, because that's such a cool detail. And then when you take the swoosh off the shoe, it's like wearing shoes from like Payless or Kmart when you were a kid.
It's too close to home for me.
Yeah, can't do it.
We have a question here. Jamie, what's happening with the Fight Club game?
Jamie.
Called out by name.
Jamie.
Apparently,
Wow.
you respect
Jamie.
the rules. But I appreciate your persistence. So we are actively in development on our Fight Club game. It will come out this year. We wanted to make sure that it was worthy. So we've scrapped a couple of iterations and hold on. We'll let you know when it's a little bit closer to coming out. But this year,
I spent 3 hours playtesting it yesterday, and it's
What'd you think?
phenomenal.
yeah,
It's
tell
great.
us what you think, Allie.
It's great. So I think it's worth the wait. I think the adjustments made have all been for the better, and it's just only going to get better once we slap some art on there, and I'm very excited about it, and y'all should be too. Patience is a virtue, and this game is dope.
Yeah. We learned a lot of ways to not make a Fight Club game.
Oh yeah, big time.
Also key, yeah.
Any WBYK stuff coming up? Yeah, we have a handful of posters that are approved and ready. We're probably going to start releasing those in a couple weeks. I think probably like mid-June we'll start with that. But there's a lot of good stuff coming down from them, and then they're working on some stuff as well. So next few weeks we'll have some more We Buy Your Kids. Mondo at NYCC. I don't know if anyone's going to be at NYCC. If you ask Mitch.
Is NYCC going to be a thing?
No, Javison's
Yeah.
at the hospital right now. No one's going there.
Yeah,
I mean,
so,
Tim called it months ago, where he's like, "That's not happening."
Even Toy Fair,
Yeah.
there was no one there.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
I had
I
a-
don't think so.
I had a meeting with somebody from a studio who was this is a month ago, who was asking, oh, could we get you guys to do something as like an announcement at NYCC? And my just complete normal reaction was I just started laughing. So it's like, you don't think that's really going to happen, do you? Like, it's literally being used as an overflow hospital.
No good.
Yeah, somebody just asked about Texas Frightmare in September too. I don't think that's going to happen either.
Wasn't that
We're making-
already officially canceled? I thought.
It was
It was
pushed from May
postponed.
to September. If we're making predictions here, I don't think that's going to happen either.
I mean, and I also I'm going to speak for myself here, but the stuff that I had initially planned on bringing to Texas Frightmare weekend, I'm going to just be putting on the website before September. So not only do I kind of already had a feeling that perhaps that wouldn't happen, but also I'd rather put that stuff online sooner rather than later, so y'all don't have to wait for another postponement, and we can get access to this cool horror stuff faster via the internet.
Love the internet.
Me too, dude.
Very familiar with it.
Pretty rad.
I surf the web every day.
Any more Big Lebowski prints in the works? Yeah, we just got one in the works with an artist that's new to the roster that we're going to work with for the first time that we're pretty excited about.
Oh yeah, we are.
Oliver, what are you looking at?
Yeah, that's creepy look. New artist.
What are you doing over there?
Like, it feels like he's drawing us.
Oh, I hope so.
Mitch,
I
I'm-
wish.
Mitch, I'm
I
going to
don't
put you
have
on
time
the
for
spot
that.
here.
Hold on. What?
I'm going to put you on the spot with this question
It'd be
because
cool.
it's points related.
Oh yeah, hit me up. I'll pull that out for you sometime. I'm not really going into the studio at the moment, but yeah, just remind me. You can have it for free. I just gotta find time to do it.
Do you track movie anniversaries and guiding potential releases? Yeah, I mean, we do pretty regular touch bases just within our team, and at least one of us always has, hey, this movie is the 20th anniversary or the 38th anniversary next weekend or something. So yeah, we're pretty on top. We try to stay on top of knowing what's coming around.
Yeah, I feel like I Google that once a week just to know.
Someone dropped out. Who dropped out?
We
Jamie?
lost Jamie.
I'm gonna pull Joe left back.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa!
Oh my.
You got to be ready for live TV at all times, my friend.
Always got to be camera ready, man.
Yeah. Don't have your makeup on either.
Shocked but pleasantly surprised. That's how I describe my reaction to that.
Sorry, Joe.
Well, should we? How long are we gonna let this thing go on for?
We can start wrapping it up. We've been going for about almost an hour and a half now. So
When are you guys going to leave your houses and see people?
When it's safe.
Next year.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a while.
And be hanging outside your window just waving at you.
I would love if that happened.
Oh, yeah. You
I had a visit from Mike Stupfin the other day. He came to pick something up, and so I talked to him in my front. He was in my front yard, and I also had a visit recently from Dan Black on my front porch. So I've seen people from some long distances a little bit, and it's nice.
Yeah, I would take that.
I would like to see family again.
Oh, Mitch,
Yeah.
your favorite guy drove down.
Not to bring it down.
Who?
Ernest.
Oh, I do love Ernest.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say
No.
Marty, who's my other favorite guy in your life.
Oh, God. No, I still talk to Morty every other day, though.
Awesome.
So we
All
have
right.
had a guest.
Ian, no giveaways tonight, but I promise we will get there. We're going to keep doing these semi-regularly. So, yeah, we'll get
With
to
a
that
last
point.
name like Vidya, it seems like we should have a VHS to send that guy.
I mean, it sounds like we should also have a Maniac tape to just start
We're maniac
raining
tape.
on these.
Anybody watching?
Yeah.
it's a maniac tape.
If our warehouse wants to ship them.
Thank you for this, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing all right and staying safe. Just going through Tiki giveaways, maniac tapes wrapped in sweaters. Now
Great
you're talking.
idea. Love that idea. Good
That's
job,
not a
Mark.
bad idea.
Well done, Mark.
I missed the Maniac tape
Billy
joke.
G asked if we've had feedback now that we're a few months into the drop. On this end, it seems good, but Billy, please gather up the feedback from the community and you let us know.
Yeah, that's a good call. Nothing major has really hit our ears. You know, like I know there was some weirdness where sometimes if you would click it, it would redirect you to the homepage, and that's something that we are aware of, and have let sort of the team that runs the website know about that. So hopefully those kinks have been ironed out. But I mean, it seemed like a pretty smooth transition, and people have adopted it pretty nicely. So
That happened to my mom when she tried to buy a Godzilla poster. It doesn't work.
Wait, you sent your mom to our website to try to buy one?
Uh-huh.
You could have just emailed us, man.
That's cold.
No, I wanted her to take a shot at it. See what
Wait,
happens.
not at your own poster, right?
Oh, at my own poster, yeah.
No.
Your
No.
mom,
You
shoot
didn't?
your
That's how much
shot.
people love me.
Yeah, exactly. Was that a flex?
Did
Is
you
that
tell
what's
her?
going on here?
A bit, but it was more just like I wanted her to experience the whole thing and just to see how frustrated she would get, and then I'd be like, "Oh, I got one for you. It's fine."
Did you?
She,
Have to,
she got one anyway.
Love that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
oh, you
Was
didn't
that
have
a
to
box?
ask her.
Oh, was that
follow
a box?
you?
Will your mom PB?
How much did your mom pay for that box?
I don't remember which one she got. I think it was probably the regular.
Yeah, let's kind of fast track this. What is everyone's favorite way to kill time right now? Game, TV, movies, anything you're binging, anything you're playing, reading?
Eric, let's talk about Overwatch.
Overwatch is always.
Overwatch is always the answer. It's been the answer for like the past 2 to 3 years of my life. Maybe even more. Eric would agree.
Yeah. If anybody wants to play Overwatch, just slide in our
group up with us.
Instagram DMs or something, and I will. We play on PS4, but if anybody wants to play, let's do it, man. I spend too much time doing that.
Yeah, that's a big time killer for me, and also reading books. I've talked about this a lot recently, I feel like, but I'm reading Frank Herbert's Dune for the first time, and this book is changing my life. It's like
Holy shit, have you never read it before?
No, dude, this is
Oh,
the best
dude, we
science
gotta
fiction book
talk.
I've ever read.
We gotta talk, Allie.
We do have to talk because I am halfway through book 2, and I don't want it to ever end. And like, I know it kind of doesn't, but it also kind of does. And I love it. I love it. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I've been catching up on comics too. I'm just reading a shitload of comics.
Oh
right
man, yeah, Marvel Unlimited. I did a lot.
now. Yeah, I have
A lot of
Unlimited.
time.
I have Unlimited. I got the DC app to dive into that, and then I've just been buying physical books too, and trying to read those. So that's been the big, way that I've been utilizing my time.
I've been doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
Usually watching something at the same time.
I've
Yeah.
spent far too much time on Tabletop Simulator.
I had a
That's-
hard time using that when we tried it.
That's a rad development, man.
Once you use it a couple times and understand what all the hot links are for it, it becomes a lot more friendly. But yeah, it's
I had never
Someday.
heard of that, but if
someday
anybody
I'll get to tell
watching,
everybody all the things we're testing.
if anybody watching is unfamiliar, on Steam, there's this thing called Tabletop Simulator that you can just kind of upload virtual games, like tabletop games to. So for things like Unmatched, if there's anything that needs to be play tested, we've kind of been doing that internally since we can't be together in the same space. So that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would do that.
Oh, Aaron, before you go, can we see your dog? I think she's downstairs. She might be having dinner, but she'll pop up on the next one.
I love the concept that a dog eating dinner takes time. Like, sorry, dude.
She's got a
don't
reservation.
interrupt.
She's got a reservation right now, man.
She's got like her 20-minute dinner plan, and it does not take 15 seconds for her to devour what's in her bowl. But respect.
Who wants to talk? I'm in the middle of dinner right now.
Ooh, Jack, I assume this is Overwatch related.
It has to be.
I've hit up Jack because sometimes he'll post like his plays of the games on Twitter, and I always forget that I think he plays on like Xbox.
He's an Xbox boy.
So we can never group up, but man, that guy's always hitting it with Sombra.
Overwatch doesn't have multi or cross-platform gaming.
No.
No.
And
Yeah,
they
really, you only
introduced
just switch to Fortnite.
They got Switch now too, so there's 4 different platforms on which you could play Overwatch, but not together.
Mm.
Dude, DM me. We'll group up. Me, you, Allie. Rank plays as well. So we'll get a good little crew going.
Rob, how many copies of the Cruisin' soundtrack do you own?
At least 12.
Wow.
Wow.
Including
what I
one
expected.
on cassette.
I own one that Rob sent me. It's really good.
I think the German one, I think.
Very familiar with Lemire's work.
Oh man,
He's
Love
great.
Jeff Lemire.
His-
Lemire wrote Sweet
his
Tooth,
recent,
right?
Yeah.
Sweet Tooth, and his Moon Knight run from a couple years ago is one of my favorites.
We just talked about this.
Yeah.
Because I won't say why we talked about it. We talked about it.
Boom. Just got
Yeah,
So
spent a lot of time reading Moon Knight.
yeah. Yep. Here's dope. Before y'all go, tease the next Batman prints from PCC. Tease the next Batman prints. They're coming. Let me look at the calendar here.
They're on paper.
Go ahead and say what the episodes are, man. They want to see the visuals. So.
Underwater Welder by Jeff Lemire is amazing.
Underwater Welder is amazing.
Yeah,
PCC Batman. The next ones will be Tiger and Night of the Ninja. Both are awesome.
Heads up to anyone that's bored. Moana is on ABC right now. It's great.
Someone asked about Onward too. Onward's also really great. I caught that.
I would love to do an Onward poster.
Onward
Yeah.
made me cry multiple times unexpectedly.
I
I
agree.
haven't gotten through it yet. Elliot
Oh,
doesn't
I
like
had a
it.
real hard time with it. As a dad, I had a real heart of boys. I had a real hard time with it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it
I would
fucks
love
me
to
up.
do a poster.
As a guy who's really close and admires his brother, I had a very hard time. with
Oh.
it. So,
Mhm.
shout out to my brother if you watch this. Love you.
Shout out to Eric's brother.
Yeah, shout out to Eric's brother.
Chucky, this is probably Lemire related too. His Animal Man run is so good.
yeah, it's super good.
Yeah, Lemire, he honestly can really do no wrong. I haven't read Trillium, but I've read a lot of, probably most of his other.
Essex County is good.
Essex
Essex
County.
County's super good.
Say hi to a
It's
dog.
all good.
It's all
Oliver,
good.
hello to Mel, but also hi to that dog. What's up?
Yeah.
What up with that dog?
And to that child with an awesome haircut.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing right
Is
now.
that baby in there? Where is he?
He's outside. I don't know what he's doing. He's with Uncle
All right,
Ernest.
I gotta roll out. I gotta go on bike ride with the boys.
All right.
Mask up.
I'm gonna drop you out, and I'll bring a couple of other people in as we wrap it up.
Bye,
Sure.
everybody.
Bye, Mo.
Bye, Mitch.
Bye, Mitch. I said Mo. Bye, Mitch.
Yeah, wow.
I'm going to take off too. I'm having a socially distant dinner with my nephew tonight before he takes off.
Oh, that's sweet.
We're going to be eating across the pool.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. Left.
Mo, you mind if I bring you in?
Does he get to answer?
Mo's
There he
cooking.
is.
Most is cooking.
What's he cooking?
Oh, man in the kitchen.
What you got? What you got? You're muted. We cannot tell. Come on.
Is it a baked potato?
No, I'm making squash soup.
Ooh.
It's a little too hot for soup, but it
No,
was
it's not.
the recipes before I realized it was going to be 100 degrees 7 days in a row here in Texas.
Soup is good every day of the week.
I don't know,
No.
man. I think there are
Too
days
hot for
that's
soup.
too hot for soup.
It is hot out. It's
There's something science that says that eating hot stuff is good for you in the summer, right?
yeah, it cools you down.
Hold on. I want to actually ask the newbie Texan, how's today feeling? This 100-degree day, Oliver.
We have two newbie
Oh,
Texans.
Jamie.
And Jamie, that's right. You've been
I mean,
here.
hot is hot.
Both of you have been here actually a short amount of time.
It's hot too hot to do stuff, but if you got to do it, you got to do it anyway. Just try not to be outside. It's like the winter. It sucks, but
That's absolutely
Just get out.
how I approach it, is that it's the opposite of
if
the
you're gonna be
Midwest.
out there, make it minimal.
I feel like I have to be outside. Like I'm trying to do an exposure situation. Like
Mhm.
out here now, well, it's only in the 90s, trying to like get used to it because I know come August I'm just gonna be dead.
Immersion therapy.
Yeah.
We were walking Charlie yesterday, and it was like 93, and we were trying to just mentally prep that it's going to be 20 degrees hotter in like a month's time.
I do
Isn't
feel
it
like
different stuff because it's hot. It's hot.
Yeah, but like 90 and 110 are pretty. like,
Truly, the hardest time I have in Texas is when I get into my car when it's 100 degrees outside and my car just cannot, my black small Honda Fit cannot get it down to a comfortable temperature. Like that, it feels like you're sitting in an oven. But like otherwise, like when I go outside and it's 90 degrees, like it's hot for sure. But like just now, like I was outside on the phone a few hours ago and it was like 93 degrees outside, and I was like, this is hot. But like if I was wearing shorts, which I never wear, I'd be okay.
yeah,
I
it
gave
feels
up on
like
that already.
it's not nice. It's gross. It's real wet.
Yeah, I'm not a shorts person, but I am now.
You're not a shorts person?
No.
No, I
Try not to
never
be.
am either, and I busted a pair out.
I'm gonna have to
I saw
up my
Woodson
shorts
wearing
game.
shorts, and it blew my mind.
Only my wife
seen it-
gets to
I've
see
seen
my
it
legs,
once.
Matt.
Paul's been asking this question for a lot of the chat, so
Yeah, it's come up quite a bit.
Poster
Well,
requires
most
most revisions.
Most revisions are longest time.
Yeah, two different ones. One that took a long time that required a lot of revisions. Civil War was a pretty intensive one. Not for any particular reason. It was just, there's a lot of people in that movie and a lot of clearances that need to be done for that movie. So that one, that was probably about 9 months that we were working on, but from start to finish. As far as taking the longest to get approved, I can think of a
Man
couple.
Who Fell? Man Who Fell.
Man Who Fell to Earth was a couple years
Wow.
of just waiting. That poster was originally planned for, I think it finally released in 2018, but that's been done since 2015. So that one sat for about 3 years.
I think the first one that I was supposed to do, like the first Mondo poster that I was supposed to do, didn't happen because it had too many revisions and took too long. Was that Batman versus Superman thing?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was like what, 2016?
Like 16, 15.
2015? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just remember it was like 2 to 3 months, and it was supposed to be like a Comic-Con thing, and then I think we couldn't get Henry Cavill's people to approve it.
Yeah. Cool. Then, hang on. What's Jack saying? 3 years? I've been waiting 8 months for one.
Yeah, buckle up.
Cool. I guess we'll start wrapping it up. We were talking about the weather, so that's probably a good international start.
Yeah.
Right down.
We'll start talking about our dreams.
But
Yeah, what have you guys been dreaming about lately? I've been having some really weird ones.
But is that a real question? Are we talking dreams?
I had a dream last night about this, and I imagined, or I dreamt rather, it wasn't really imagination, it was dreaming. I dreamt that the first 20 minutes was like a pre-recorded skit. So I'm gonna type up that script and send it over, and maybe we'll use it next time.
Allie, 100% we'll do an SNL style sketch with you to lead in, and then we could do like an SNL opening, right? Like we can.
It was
do,
wild,
like,
man. There were definitely
Garza.
like dolly rigs were involved. It was a real like production, high production value kind of performance.
Yes,
So
Oliver Barrett. What was your dream, though? What were you dreaming about?
What?
Me?
Who's that man in your house, Oliver?
It's Ernest.
Oh, I can't remember my dreams. I'm sorry.
Told you we had a guest.
That's a shameful admission. I just wanted to feel like I was involved.
You're on camera now.
Whoa.
Whoa. Hey, bud. You're on YouTube. Say hi to the world.
I am a golden god.
Well, on that note.
On that note, yeah. All right, cool. Oliver, thanks for popping in, man. This was fun. We'll do it more.
Yeah, I got nothing else to do other than just sit here and draw on the tablet so you can see half of my head for half of it.
Next time we'll get Jack in here. We'll pop some special guests in here for some fun times. As far as the next one of these, we're going to keep doing these. I think Mitch, Rob, and I are going to do a poster one next Wednesday. So we'll let you know on the social media, when and where. It'll be here, but when we'll drop that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for participating, and hope everybody's staying safe.
If anyone who made it this long is a fan of the Mission Impossible franchise, me and the Mission Impossible podcast, Like the Fuse, are going to be live tweeting the 20th anniversary of Mission Impossible 2, John Woo's Mission Impossible 2, on Sunday. So if you want to hang out with us, we'll be watching that. And if you want to feel old and feel like 20 years has just flown by in a blip, and watch a bunch of explosions and doves and Limp Bizkit songs together with us, come hang out.
What time?
I believe 2 p.m. Central. I will confirm that via Twitter, and I will also have Mondo confirm that because I've had 2 horchata drinks.
hey,
Allie's drink tonight was fantastic.
do you have a bee's knees?
I had 2 bee's knees.
Eric, did you try out the what was it called?
Yellow Jacket?
Yeah, did you try that out?
I didn't have what I needed, so I just had Sprite.
Hey, you know what? That's great too.
It was good. It was good.
Love a good Sprite.
Refreshing.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Love you all. Love my team here. And smash that like button. Subscribe. And we will see you.
Ding that bell. Ding that bell.
We will see you on the next one. All right. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Love y'all.
Guys.